As the disease spread through the mid-1950s, suspicions fell on Chiso's wastewater, since it was widely known to have ruined the fishing grounds in the area. But no one knew what was in the wastewater, and Chiso was not providing any information. Researchers struggled with the studies of a host of pollutants found in the bay and were not able to isolate any particular toxic material that would cause such an illness. In late 1958, a British neurologist who had visited Minamata suggested in The Lancet that the disease's symptoms were similar to those produced by organic mercury poisoning. We've heard of mercury poisoning before. We've talked about it in IPC and other classes. So, organic or methyl mercury concentrates in the brain and attacks the central nervous system, killing brain cells and turning the brain into a sponge full of holes. Since it destroys nerve cells, there is no cure for severe cases. The poison can kill a victim in weeks or slowly eat away at the body for years. Within a year, a pathologist, Dr. Tadao Takeuchi at Kumamoto University, confirmed the findings, and a special governmental research committee also found that organic mercury was the cause, although it did not attribute the mercury's origins to Chiso's operations. So what this means is that they knew that the organic mercury was the problem, but they didn't know that it was due to the factory dumping that into the water. The government disbanded the committee as soon as the report was issued and transferred any further research to a group under the control of several trade ministers who were sympathetic to the company. This means that they were on the company's side. Chiso's executives tried to deflect attention away from its wastewater by advancing its own theory that the disease was caused by ammunition dumped into the sea at the end of World War II. A researcher at Kumamoto University, Dr. Kei Irokayama, discovered, however, that inorganic mercury used as a catalyst in the production of acetaldehyde in the factory was converted into organic mercury. So what this is saying is that there was a step in the production of their chemical that created this mercury that they were finding to be a problem. So he concluded that the illness was caused by the discharge from Chiso's wastewater, which contained organic mercury. Chiso disputed the charge and claimed that its wastewater could not be the cause since it used only harmless inorganic mercury in its production. The company did not share samples of its wastewater, so no one could disprove the claim. No one, that is, except Chiso's own Dr. Hosokawa. The doctor had been conducting a series of experiments on cats by feeding them food sprinkled with various chemicals from Chiso's processes. When he fed wastewater from the process that produced acetaldehyde to a cat, it exhibited the same symptoms as those afflicted with Minamata disease. An autopsy of the cat and lab results confirmed that the cat's cerebellum, that's its brain, was destroyed just as the fisherman's were. Hosokawa informed the Chiso management of the disturbing discovery. The officials ordered Hosokawa to stop his experiments, and the company destroyed all the cats. No replication of the experiment was allowed. Not only did Chiso deny that its production wastewater was responsible for the disease and suppress Dr. Hosokawa's evidence, the company also steadily increased its production of acetaldehyde and the mercury-laden wastewater. Production in 1950 was 450 tons per month. By 1956, it was 1,325 tons per month. And by 1958, it had increased to 1,500 tons per month. When the water in the sea near the point where the wastewater was discharged south of the plant became heavily polluted, the wastewater was diverted into the mouth of the Minamata River north of the plant. Dr. Hosokawa warned Chiso against this diversion, but the company ignored him. Within a year, the disease emerged in fishing villages north of Minamata. Yet Chiso continued to increase the manufacture of acetaldehyde with its mercury byproduct, reaching 4,000 tons per month in 1960. So with our last project right before spring break, we spent a lot of time talking about transparency with companies and with government programs. And when we, for our project, had to spend money and do things with that money to protect our creatures, we had to make sure that we were listing everything that we did so that the public could understand what we did. And so what we just read talked about how Chiso took evidence that the doctor had and suppressed that evidence, meaning they wouldn't let it be published so that they wouldn't get in trouble. So they were hiding the things that they were doing and not allowing for that information to go out to the public. So back in this time period, transparency was not important. It wasn't something that was required. We'll continue later.